Já está a filmar.
Já está a filmar?
Já.
Só um segundo.
If I do this, this is less intensive.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
right now it's in, let me go ahead and put it in auto.
Okay. No, okay.
Okay.
Alright, and then a couple things I'm going to do on here is make sure the drive is in sport.
Yes.
This one I'll turn that on, and then I'll turn this to low. And I'll switch this to...
that I would like standard.
Okay.
Because I drove several. I drove the i3, I drove the Zoe. I didn't drive the Mercedes, which has the same motor as this one.
Yep.
Less shorter battery, and I didn't drive the
BMW.
No, the BMW I did.
You do?
I drove everything except Mercedes and Ford.
Okay.
Everything else I drove, and for 1 month we had a Renault Fluence Z.
Okay.
Okay, so huge regenerative power,
Yeah.
so I like it.
Okay, no problem. So
Okay.
definitely there. The steering, of course, I'll let you control that as well. You can set it to standard. Okay.
Standard. And this I don't understand.
Okay, so essentially what will happen is this. This is the easiest way to see it. If I have range mode, off, so it has to do with the AC. Essentially, the AC is the biggest source of energy draw in your vehicle.
Okay.
Right now, the fan speed, if I wanted to cool the car down very quickly, obviously we would move it all the way out to 11.
Yeah.
And the temperature would drop very quickly if we had it set for a low temperature speed. Now, when I go ahead and turn on range mode, if you look at this, it's going to say that it's going to save energy by reducing climate control power. It's also going to... Correct. It's also going to distribute torque between motors to improve range, and then heating and cooling. It's going to take a little bit longer to cool the car. So now if I go ahead and see the other part with the motors, obviously we would have to be driving on the highway for you to see. But if I do that, obviously it only goes to 8. So that's the only difference you see here. The other one, although it will take place, because it's so subtle, you wouldn't.
But there is a driving mode, where people say Tesla recommends range mode off. When is it?
The only time that we recommend range mode off is essentially when you're doing daily driving. There's no need necessarily to have that on there. But when you're driving long distances, we definitely do recommend having range mode on.
And 100% charging only if you intend to drive and use the battery for a long time.
Correct. For our owners, we always recommend charging it to essentially 90%, as you can see on here.
Okay.
And only charging it to 100% when you're taking a trip. So you're going to
immediately.
See that. Correct.
Don't leave it 100% charged for a long time.
Correct, and the system will handle it for you. So all you simply do as a matter of convenience is put it to trip. So we just go ahead and extend it to trip next time you head out.
Okay.
And then automatically within 3 days, if you don't change it, it's going to prompt you, and it's going to go ahead and
I change it
and change it back to.
I'll suggest.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And this to go up a little bit, there is a lever here.
Yeah, there's going to be a lever right between
the small
right underneath
one.
the turn signals.
Yeah,
you'll see it there.
Okay. Okay. I'm comfortable now. Yes.
Is it unplugged already?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
One of the things
you couldn't drive if it was plugged.
That's correct. The vehicle itself, it doesn't allow you to put it in drive mode, which has saved a lot of walls. Saved
and cables.
A lot of wires from being thrown around the highway.
And ports.
That
would be dramatic.
Exactly. It is sort of the way of the future, because you see it online all the time. You see videos of people that forget to unhook the gas stations, and they designed them so that they break off easily now. So okay. But to start the car, just like before, you simply put your foot on the brake, and then once you put your foot on the brake, so go ahead and press the brake pedal.
I'm pressing.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
And now go ahead and push it all the way down for drive.
And now it's in drive mode.
Correct.
Can we cut the air from outside?
Yes. So we can go ahead and turn it to just recirculate air.
Yes. Nice.
We're going to go here to the left.
Okay. Left. Creed working. And if I take the accelerator.
And here we're going to make a left again. And then at the stop sign, we'll make a right.
And right now the feeling is like the 85D.
That's correct. Right now the vehicle is gonna essentially the vehicle has 691 horses. With this turned on, you're having just 428 horses.
Because in sport in the inside mode it's 700.
It's the full, yeah, exactly. It's the
Yeah.
full capacity of the vehicle.
So the 85D in fact has 600 and something.
No, this one has that because we basically have the ability. The motors are much more powerful. We've got a larger, more powerful motor in the rear,
Yeah.
and the smaller one here is stronger than it is on the 85. On the 85, if you look at the graphics, it's a smaller motor in the rear, smaller motor in the front.
The same.
And they're both they're a little bit essentially the power on those motors is a little bit less than even the front motor here.
Okay. So the 85D does 600. No, how much?
It's about 422 horses when you get it. Over here, it's a little bit more horsepower just because
Okay.
of the we're just digitally canceling out the additional horsepower. So at the light, we're going to go ahead and make a left.
Okay, there. Powerful region.
Verder, denk erna.
Everything here is from Mercedes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all Mercedes based. We can actually kind of. Then we'll stay in this lane. What we're going to do is we're going to enter the highway. That's going to be once we go over the bridge right there, the overpass. It's going to be to the left at the third light.
Okay, as those cars are doing.
Yep, where those cars are turning.
And the brakes in this one, when you brake, it's the physical brakes.
Correct.
It's not regenerative
Correct.
program.
Yeah, the regenerative braking essentially takes place every time you take your foot off.
Yes.
And so it captures that kinetic energy moving forward. But there's only so much that it can do. So when it runs out, that's when you have to use the physical brakes.
Now to the left. Does it see here?
Ja.
We're gonna go.
Over there?
This place.
Oh man, I want to take it home. It's always the same. What's the speed limit here?
It's 55.
Okay, I mean the speed limit. Can I turn the cruise control on? How I do
Yes.
it?
So the way you do it is just go ahead and press on the button there at the bottom.
Okay, done.
So just go ahead and press on the silver button. Once you have that, you'll see this little triangle will turn on. The second thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and set the speed, and for that you have to move it up. So go ahead and turn it on.
How?
So press the button, and then go ahead and move it up. Move the shift. So now you went ahead and set it for a certain speed.
Okay. And
So
now
right now-
it's on cruise control?
Correct. So right now you still have to steer, but it's on cruise control. If you
And
move it
then
up higher, it's going to increase
higher?
the speed.
Okay. And disconnect. I take it.
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
No, if you turn it on or again, press the button again, and now just push it towards you. So press the button, and then it's going to go ahead and set the speed. And now you
Press
can move
and pull it.
it up. Initially, when you do it the first time, you just simply move it to the speed you want, and it's going to automatically turn on.
Okay.
Afterwards, to resume it, you just push it towards you.
To resume it's.
Correct.
Okay.
You just push it towards you. So right now, what it's going to do, if you turn it on, it's going to go ahead and adjust its speed. So once you see this in blue, it's showing you that it's
Okay.
detecting the vehicle ahead of you.
Too much details. Okay.
If you turn the knob, so if you turn this little knob, this will turn on the windshield wipers. Yep.
Yes.
And that's
And
it.
this is continuous
Continuous, correct.
and fast. Okay.
And then
waiting time here, it's equivalent to Europe. Europe, it's
in
a
Europe,
bit
it's
longer.
a little bit more. So
Yeah.
in Europe, it is going to be a little bit longer wait time, as well as certain features are only going to be available in the U.S. initially, and then they will be available in Europe as well.
By software.
Software
over the air.
yeah, software or it's also going to be certain features, for example, will be just for the U.S. market initially.
Like, for instance, if you can tell me.
I mean, right now I'm not too clear on all of them, for example, but like autopilot would be one of them
Yeah,
where
of course.
it's initially, and it has to do with meeting the legal restrictions.
Yeah.
If you put an order now for an 85D, how long would it take us to get one?
Here in the U.S. it would be in September.
Okay.
If I go to the European site, so we're going to exit here on 80. It would tell you there what the current time.
But in Europe it will
It's
always be
like,
longer.
Yeah, correct.
November.
Yeah.
November.
Right, and here we're going to make a left.
It would be this one. Is the, no.
It would be this one right here. And then if you take your foot off, you'll see how it starts to slow down the car even before you get to the.
Yes. And we can disconnect this. The cruise control seems to be a bit strange. You press the one and pull up.
Correct. You press the button and
then
set the speed, and
up,
then
like
it
that.
will and then down for the reducing the speed.
But just to put it on, just press.
So the first thing is you have to press the silver button first. So you press it on, and then you set the speed,
Ah, okay.
and then that'll automatically keep the speed. Now to resume it, and we're green, so we can go.
Okay.
And then to resume it again after you've canceled it out, you simply have to bring it towards you. So what we can do is we have two options. We can get back to the mall. We can take the city streets, or if you want to go back on the highway, we're going to make the left at the second line.
It's up to you.
I don't know.
Streets experience.
You choose.
Okay, we can do street. If you
Yeah,
want.
streets.
So
Yeah,
you can
street.
try it a little bit.
Yeah.
How it's going to feel in city driving. So you can see there's not much of a difference between the
noise.
ride. Yep.
No noise. In the past, at least, there was some sensation of air with the roof, the panoramic roof. Now it's solved.
That's correct. What they have done is they've improved the seals that basically filter out
Isolation.
the air. Yep, the sound isolation of the vehicles, and that's something that if it continues to happen in the future, our service centers are ready to go ahead and address if that happened to your vehicle.
In Portugal, that means when either Tesla sends a person by plane, airplane, or the car is sent. Now you can send it to Bordeaux, south of France, and it takes some days. Well, that's why people in Portugal are expectant
Yeah,
in terms of a service center.
Right.
Even if it was Madrid, it was better than
It would
sending
be
to
better,
south,
yeah.
south of France.
of course.
But I was told this week, the end of last week, that there are some thoughts into a service center in Spain. Not very. Actually, in the past, it was scheduled, but then the financial crisis started, and then all the plans.
Yeah, no.
Somehow
We had
put on hold.
we had projections for our stores in Spain. I know we have customers who have come before asking about it.
Yeah.
Things do change.
But actually in Portugal there are several people already with Teslas. I know 4 guys with Tesla. Okay? 4 guys. I know them personally.
Yeah.
Okay? One of them, his name is also Pedro. And they have something in common. They all have Teslas, they all have money, and they all have 2 Teslas at least. 2 of them have 3 Teslas.
I like it.
You like it?
I need to meet
The
your
more the
friends.
happier.
Your friends need to make more friends.
What's the typical profile of a Tesla buyer here in America?
It's very varied. I mean, for the most part, our customers are usually in their 50s and above. For the majority of our customers, they're all tend to be professionals. They all tend to be either lawyers, doctors, some type of business owners for the most part.
Okay.
but there's always exceptions to it. I've had young guys buy the vehicle. I've had younger guys who, for example, made a lot of money in the stock market. Younger guys, like for example, we have one who's actually worked at our store. He uses college funds, or the money that he got when he graduated from high school, invested it in Tesla in the early days when the stock wasn't very expensive.
Oh, okay.
It shot up. He made a lot of money there and actually used the money to buy a Tesla, which was his favorite car at the time. So
Okay,
he was very lucky that he was able to do that and work with us actually part-time. His family had a business, and he enjoyed the vehicle very much. In fact, is looking forward to maybe upgrading it to some of the newer cars in the near future. Yeah, it doesn't. When it comes to, there are certain things, of course, that are common, but here in Miami, it's varied.
Okay, but mostly professionals in their 50s.
Right. A lot of times that's usually the
mostly male, or
a little bit of a mix, but obviously mostly male, or at least initially male, and they may be buying it for their wives, for example.
Okay, right.
But
all right. So you fit the profile.
Yes, I do.
You fit the profile.
So, not inside mode, the acceleration, it's similar to the 85D.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Initial acceleration is what really differentiates this car from the 85D. When it comes to the higher levels, or when you're already at highway speed, for example, accelerating from 60 to 80, not much of a difference. But with the new options that they have available, which is now the P90D with ludicrous mode, you're going to see those change now with much faster acceleration at top speed.
2.80 to 60.
Here we're going to make a look too.
If you were buying a Tesla, which model would you buy right now?
I would
why?
probably
Yeah.
I would probably get the 90D. That would probably be my choice if it was a daily driver. Probably get the 90D. Now that we offer the extended battery, I think it's a good choice to get that the larger battery.
It has different chemistry.
What they've done is they've changed not the chemistry of the batteries themselves, but the housing for the batteries. So essentially, they changed the way that they're set up, and they changed the
so
connectors
more
for
cells.
Correct. So they're able to essentially draw more energy from the batteries, and the batteries are a larger battery pack as well. So they made those improvements. As far as the practicality of going places, I do tend to like to do a lot of road trips with friends, so that would essentially get that benefit from it. In terms of performance, that's probably the one that's not going to get me too much into trouble. If I were to choose a car, of course, it's always like saying, I want the fastest, biggest, better car. But I feel that whatever I would save in gas, I would probably end up in speeding tickets. So I'd rather avoid that trouble. But not that these cars can't get you into trouble all by themselves, even with their base model. But I feel like that's the one where it's a perfect balance of power and performance. And so you have that nice mix.
This has a double click.
Yeah.
I was asking that because how do you wipe just once? Small click. If you do a profound click,
it's going to trigger the
water.
And about the Model X, would you be interested in having one your own, or you would stick with the Model S?
For myself, I think that we're going to make a left here. For what I carry and the way that I am now, I think that the Model S would probably be just all I would be interested in. I think it's practical enough.
Okay.
So
can I accelerate a bit here?
Yeah, of course. Okay, we're gonna make it right.
So this would be more or less the 85D.
Correct.
Right?
We're going to continue going straight.
Okay.
As far as the Model X, it's a much larger vehicle, so it accommodates more passengers. There's times when it's, when I'm with a bunch of friends, like if we're going somewhere, and it's nice to have extra room back there when you have extra friends. But for daily driving, I think the Model S would be just the right car. Yeah, just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, it's more the Model X, at least initially, it's looking as a great family car for larger families.
Can I go?
Yep.
Abriu a janela?
Yeah.
Foste tu?
No. Foste tu?
No. The window open?
Yeah, that's straight.
Oh, it was probably me. My niece. Sorry, I'm doing
no
the
worries.
cameraman kind of thing. And
We're gonna go straight out the stop sign. We'll make a right.
Okay. 85D is more than enough. And also, the money doesn't stretch.
At the
on
stop
the
sign,
stop,
we'll make a right. Yep.
right. Did you like the sensation?
you know, I'm not much into cars.
And now,
And so not this one, but the following one will make a right. Still will follow this car.
okay. And then rear park.
Yes, please.
And we see the camera.
Correct.
He was telling the distance
To that vehicle right there. Yep.
Okay, drive. Oh yes, yes, please. Show me the way. Show me the way. Am I? I'm correct.
Yeah. So just we'll just go straight back.
And now, like this.
Yep. So just straight it back.
Okay. Can we change the call? You tell me when to stop.
Oh, it's gonna tell you right here. So.
Oh, okay.
So right there.
It's done?
Just a little bit more. And that should be fun right there.
Can we change the color of those lines?
So this doesn't change just simply because you're getting the feedback down here. So this will change from a white to yellow
But
to
if
red.
I'm on snow or ice,
It
P.
I would obviously it would be a little bit different, but as far as I know, the colors do not change on there, so it's still
Yeah.
the same color.
Okay, so it's parked and
Mhm.
it's finished, and the fob
it.
is with
It's
you.
with me.
And when you go away, the car locks itself.
That's correct. And
if you want to lock it express, how you do it?
you just press the top of the key, and that will lock.
Oh, okay. And you can do it near the car.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
And for security reasons, suppose that I arrive to the car alone and I just want this door to open.
As of right now, it would be
doesn't.
all of the
The
doors.
doors.
The only thing that we have in terms of controlling doors would be the rear doors, but you'd still be able to open them from the outside, just because they're child safety locks, so they're not.
Yeah. But when the car starts, it auto locks.
Yes,
When it starts moving.
correct. It'll auto lock. Yeah. Make sure you guys don't forget anything in the car.
No.
No.
I'm taking the two USBs. Only 112.
112 volt. Yep,
Only one.
only one. Yeah, then you have a space down here, cup holders, and then we have a center console you can place in the vehicle as well.
The altura, the height of the suspension now is in standard.
Right now.
Completely standard. Which means this is almost equivalent of centimeter difference to the coil suspension.
Yep, it should be about the same.
Como é que sentiste entrar e sair do carro?
Senti-me ok.
Em termos de altura,
Senti normal.
normal?
Sim.
E os bancos atrás sentiste...
Normal.
bem?
Sim.
Às vezes quer ver um pôr a carregar.
Sim. Ah, so easy.
Exactly.
This is not a supercharger.
No, it's not a wall connector.
Okay.
This is 240 volts up to 80 amps. 80 amps, yeah. Well, at home, a lot of times it's just 40 amps, but this one is 80 amps.
But to install at home, normally it's the 40.
Correct. For most people, it's 40 amps.
But you can opt for it.
If your house is capable of that much power, which some homes are not.
Show.
Então agora podes também
So right now it's charging there at 80 amps.
Ups, não consigo ver. Não consigo mostrar ali. Ah, está ali. Uau! Ok.